kid story. So, anybody growing up in the church, I always start my stories this way just because that's the best way to start them. Anybody growing up in a church knows that there's different church kid traumas that you encounter. And my biggest fear, right, was always singing, right, because I wasn't good at it. So, of course, you can understand why I didn't want to do it. Anybody that's ever been in any kind of choir rehearsal knows, that one moment where like you're really learning a new part and they're breaking it down section by section, and then it comes to like you, and like something sounds off in the section. It could be like somebody maybe needs to be an alto when they're a tenor, or somebody's voice still didn't crack and they could possibly be a soprano. But there was a moment, there was many moments, but there was a particular moment. We're at our old church. I'm probably about 12 years old, and we're going through a choir rehearsal, and we had to stop. And the sopranos and the tenors got to sit down, and the altos had to stand, and each of them had to sing their part so that the choir director knew that they knew their part. So you had to hit your part and you had to sing it and actually sing. Now, a lot of times I skated through just like singing softly so nobody would hear me, but there was no skating through on this one. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it still traumatizes me to this day. I mean, actually singing in front of people, it's rough. Because again, I'm not good at it. So it comes to me, two people go next to me, they sing their part, it sounds good, and then it gets to me. And all I could hope was that we ran out of time. But then again, it's a Kojic church, so you never really run out of time. It just kind of keeps going until it's over. And I had to sing my part, and I was hoping that maybe somebody would play the piano to kind of like, or the organ to kind of like drown me out just a little bit so I could kind of skate by again, but I couldn't. And it was rough for me. Again, these are things that you experience when you're in a choir. There's other things you experience when you're in a choir, such as, all your friends leaving one section and going to another. So puberty hit me last because I was the youngest. And, my voice didn't quite drop down yet. So while everybody else is moving to the tenors, the back row, I'm right in the middle with the ladies, being an alto. And again, when you talk about like jokes and childhood traumas, this is definitely one of them, because they laugh at you as if you had control over your voice. They made fun of you because you were an alto. There's singing in a choir is actually really problematic for people like me. Again, the non-singing people. Whether it's you just made the cut to be in like the older choir, or your voice finally cracked and now you can move to the back, or you get singled out, or you're in a state choir rehearsal with people who tend to be perfectionists, so maybe they go over something a million times, and then your section gets called out, and all you can hope is that nobody looks at you, because state choirs are a lot bigger than your local choir, and there's a lot of people there who actually sing. Again, non-singer. I think we should just put like the blurb, non-singer, like over me, just strictly because that was me. Like, I just wasn't that guy, and I understood that. Like, I think self-realization is great. You should always know your strengths and weaknesses, and I promise you that was a weakness. But again, I think doing that though, and having those moments kind of build character, because that's all it really could do. Again, I would not recommend anybody to join the choir if they can't sing, because there's a possibility that they will call you and your section out. So again, this is Ryan. That was my church kid story / trauma. Again, all jokes, singing in the choir was probably some of the greatest moments, just strictly because I was around the people that I enjoyed the most at church, but it was still very traumatic. That was my church kid story.